Bring your attention to the center of the forehead. When we do practice this every day, it might take some days, but slowly this experience that I am an energy separate from this body. At this moment, we're just creating the thought, but slowly, we need to remind us. Slowly, the consciousness will arise, and as the consciousness arises, the realization also increases. So for a second, we'll see and we'll remind ourselves, this body, my costume, I am an eternal energy. And I am on a long journey. Today, I, the soul, I am in this body. Before this, I was in some other body. After this, I shall be in some other body. Make sure you confirm this, that I am on a journey. Before this, there was another family. Today, this is the family. After this, I'll have another family. Everything keeps on changing. Everything that I feel is very important. It will be left in a moment. It's temporary. It's very important, but temporary. Only one thing that goes with me, the soul. We need to see this. Only one thing that goes along with us. All that we have recorded on the CD of our mind. People get left behind. The things, the issues, they're all left behind. All our problems we leave behind. But how I thought, how did I talk, how I behaved, and that goes along with me. From today onwards, in every scene of life, the scene can be very difficult sometimes. The other person can be very difficult sometimes. But from today onwards, this small practice, when everything seems to be very difficult, we feel when there is a lot of problem, everything seems complicated, get detached for a moment and remind yourself that everything is very important. But more than this is important. The important thing is my viewpoint towards the situation, my feelings toward this. This problem will get over tomorrow. But what I, the soul, I'm recording on myself, the way I'm thinking about this problem, whatever I'm speaking about this problem, this will become my permanent recording. And as soon as we remind ourselves, a small shift comes immediately because we get detached from the situation. And as soon as we get detached, it becomes easy to take care of a recording. So even if we don't remember anything else, pause for a moment and remember, I am on a journey and what I am thinking and creating is permanent. Rest everything is temporary. Om Shanti. We'll remind ourselves this will be everybody who will remember this. Today is day 3 and we don't even know how day 1 comes, day 3 comes after day 1, and we have gained so much over these 3 days. So throughout the day we need to make sure that bigger things comes very less in life, but small things keeps on coming every day. When our power is less, we get entangled with everything and we make the problem very big within our mind. All of you have a lot of experience with treatment, with healing, but all of you have a lot of experience with death as well, right? We all must have experienced that as doctors. All of our experiences after death, what the family experiences, what does the soul experience when it's in the near death situation, when the soul is in coma, what does the soul experience? We have experiences with that, and in that clearly we have this realization that when the soul is detached from the body, there are 4 scenes in which the soul is detached from the body. What does detach mean? That we are there, but we are seeing our life from a distance. When we see the hall below the stage and from the stage, we will have 2 different viewpoints, and if we see it from the roof, we'll have a different viewpoint. So when the soul is about to leave the body, 4 times when our catching power is highest. First is in the womb of the mother. So yesterday you heard about Garab Sanskar. The times when the soul is detached from the body. When the soul is detached from the body, the catching power of the soul is highest. We can even think people's thinking. We can catch even that. Not just word and visual, we can even catch the thoughts of people. So first is the womb of the mother. Catching power is very high. Second, if anybody on this journey has an out-of-body experience or near-death experience, at that very moment they can see and hear everything very clearly. Third is, if someone is in coma, catching power of the soul is highest in coma. Even when somebody is brain dead, all the hardware of the body is not working. The brain itself is not working, but the soul never falls sick. You know, medical science is very incomplete without remembering that the soul is in the body, and your entire viewpoint of thinking, treating the patient, everything will change when we understand this concept of soul. When we say that there is nothing right with this patient, what do we say? The truth is, the body is imperfect, the body is distorted, but the soul is perfectly fine. The soul is listening and catching to everything that we are saying. So, from today onwards, when you're meeting somebody, you're treating someone, so you see that you are interacting in two ways. One is through the body, the other way is a soul to soul connection. So, the soul in coma, soul is perfectly fine, even if the body is not working, and the soul can catch everything. And then, soul, when it leaves the costume, the catching power is highest. That's why it says that when somebody says bad, somebody leaves the body, we should always think good about them. We should never say bad things. When the family is talking something, it's said that we should not say bad. But why? Why do we say so? Because they know that the soul is listening. The soul is listening. So we don't have to say something bad about. So when the soul is in any stage out of the four, womb, coma, and after death, at that point the catching power of the soul is highest. The soul can see everything. The period in the womb is very hard for the soul because the soul has just left somebody, it has seen death, and in that moment in the womb the soul can see everything very clearly. When I am in this body, I am working through the filter of my ego. I say this is wrong, he should not do like this, he is right, he is wrong. That's my point of view, that's through my understanding. As soon as I get detached, I can see everything, what's wrong, what's right. But when I was in the body, I took a wrong decision. When I was in the body, I used to get entangled with some particular person. And when I leave, when I get detached, I understand that there was nothing. This was nothing. I should not have done this. So when we do practice medicine every day, we practice detachment every day, life brings clarity, and we have the clarity that what karma, what intention, what is right. When we are attached to the body, a lot of our karmas are unintentionally wrong. Intentionally, a lot of people never they do wrong. Very less it happens. A small percent of people do wrong intentionally, but unintentionally we do a lot of wrong karmas. But intentionally or unintentionally, I have broken the red signal, intentionally or unintentionally. Anyways, we have to pay in the fine, right? We can't say to the police that I could not see the red signal, right? So, not knowing the law is not going to allow me to break the law. So, that's why we need to know the law of karma. Even if we don't know it, the law of karma is always working, right? And this, what we are doing, all these karmas that we do, they trouble us while being in this life. The karmas affect us, the results to affect us, but the most it affects when I leave the costume, when I am in the womb of the mother, and when I am in an unconscious stage. Because I want to do something about it, but I cannot do. But now, when we are in this stage, if we want to do something about things, we can do. Now, if we know that we have behaved not very nicely with this particular person, but when we did that, we felt our behavior was perfectly fine, right? I said, obviously, we have to do this. He has done this, so we have to speak that like that. So I give myself a tick that this karma was right. But when you sit in the meditation the next day itself and you become a detached observer, we'll understand that we could do the same thing in a different way. We just need to have a little detachment and we can very clearly see what is right, what is wrong. But if I get to see it, the next day we can change the karma. We can take a conscious decision. We can go back to them. We can talk properly. We'll try to make things right. But if I leave the costume and then I know that this karma of mine was wrong, this of when I and then when I realized I did not do the right thing, but at that moment I don't have the opportunity to correct that. We don't have that opportunity after we leave. And that's where the suffering of the soul starts. The guilt, the regret that starts. And that's why the period in the womb is very painful. In the God says the womb is like a prism in Kalyug. In Satyug, the Garab, the womb, is like heaven. But in Kali Yuga, currently, the womb feels like a jail because the soul has done not so good karmas in this life. So when a patient comes in any of these conditions, when he's expecting a child, a coma, or just left the costume, at that moment, if we meditate for them for a moment, we tell their family that let's sit together and let's meditate for them. It helps so much to the soul on the journey. Let's try and do it. This is going to be a different thing. We know that in every ICU, there has to be somebody to help the soul. We need to help someone when they're leaving the body. And as soon as the soul leaves the body, we feel it's finished. It's fine. The body has stopped working, but the soul is still there, just like immediately there. The soul doesn't leave so soon. The soul doesn't leave so early because for the soul also, it's very sudden. The soul feels like everything is finished. So at that moment, even after death, because family is not in that state that it can help. But if you designate one sister, you ask her 2 minutes, just sit and pray for this soul. This has nothing to relate with your medical treatment, but this is a compassion for the new soul on the journey, so that from there onwards you can say goodbye to the soul with the power of God. We also have to leave this body, right? One day. One more thing, if anyone is working in ICUs, if somebody is in the coma, we can prepare the soul to leave the body. Can we do that? How? A lot of times it happens that a lot of patients, the patient doesn't leave the body. So can we prepare the soul to leave the body? How shall we do it? How do we ask them to leave? That's why it's so important for you to come to the Brahma Kumari center, because you have to play a lot of roles. The soul is catching everything. Why is the soul not leaving the body when the body is not even working? Does the soul doesn't realize that my body is not working? When I know that my costume is torn, why am I not leaving this and getting a new costume? The soul is not leaving the body. Why so? One is the strings of the family that doesn't allow the soul to leave. The attachment of the soul with the family does not allow the soul to leave. Secondly, the karmas of the soul does not allow the body to leave the body. So in this, we need to counsel the family. We need to tell the family, we need to teach them how to communicate with the soul. First, the community. Firstly, the family every day has to come there, sit there and talk to the person. We have to tell them that the person is listening. We need to tell them that the family, that even if the brain is not working, the soul, the person is catching everything. So every day, the family needs to come tell the person that you don't need to worry about me. We are perfectly fine. Your new costume is ready. The family needs to tell the person. As soon, the number of times the family says this to the person, the soul leaves. You have to push the soul out of the body just by talking to them. And this happens, we have so many experiences. Secondly, tell the family of the soul that your entire family, your extended family, if there is any karmic connection of this soul with any particular person, even if it happened 50 years back or anything, if the soul has some entangled karmas, please do call the family member or the friends. Please call them and tell them that come tell this soul, tell this person that please clear the misunderstandings and this and forgive each other. Give blessings and let the soul suffering end. Let the soul leave the body. The karmas do not let the soul leave the body because the strings are attached to the soul. There could be a very, very small issue, and the soul will be entrapped in that. And we have seen this. The relatives come. This, the relatives come. We tell them that you speak this because they don't actually understand how this works. They come, the relatives come, they sit, they talk, even if they say it by the mouth or in their minds. And they say that whatever that happened, let's just forget it. Let's just forget whatever has happened. You did not make any mistakes. It was my mistake. When we talk like this to other person, the other person gets right? So when somebody is about to leave the body but is not leaving it, let's make this forgiveness easy. And that's how the soul will leave the body very easily without not much of suffering. We have seen so many experiences, not just one, two, a lot of experiences. So we need to introduce this thing in our healthcare system. Without using the word soul, we can say just come, talk, forgive each other, release the things of the past, and make the other soul carefree that we are perfectly fine. You are allowed to leave. So if while being here, if we remain detached, then we'll not have any problem while we leave. Raj Yoga teaches us the art of dying. Every moment, be ready to leave. Suitcase packed. Don't say that give me 5 minutes. No. Your suitcase should always be packed, that all your karmas are clear. If somebody makes a mistake, forgive them. If you make a mistake, ask for forgiveness. But because we don't know what will happen by the evening, before that, there was a different time previously. People used to leave at 80, 90. This used to happen. People used to prepare. In these times, we don't even know. We can leave the body even in the evening or just in this moment, right? When can we leave? At any time, right? We don't even get time. So God gives a slogan that every moment is your last moment. Treat it like that. This is my last moment. What would I do? This year, we remember so many people, they slept at night and they did not get up in the morning. And you just think about it before you sleep. You have a fight. Then what? You have a fight at the night. You do fight. You yell. And you sleep. And you do not even talk to each other. And the soul leaves the body. What now? The one who leaves, the one who is behind, both of them are guilty. Both are in guilt. The one who stays behind, he's not able to let go that about that moment. It is very painful that the last moment we just had a fight. So that's why. Firstly, always listen to Murli and do remember God. Firstly, we should not be fighting, and even if it happens, just correct it in the next moment itself. And if the other person is not ready to solve things, just go and tell them. Then let's just clear it, because if any one of us leaves, this shall remain pending, right? People do not talk about death in life. Why so? The one thing that is very certain, we should talk about it, right? We make life insurance policy and will about the people leaving behind. But what about the emotional problems? They go along with the soul. So, will you remember from today onwards that we can leave the body at any moment? Who else knows? You see this every day, right? Anything can happen at any moment. So, will you remember now that we can leave the body? Who among us will remember this? So much changes just by remembering this, that I am on a journey, and it is only thing which is most important is my karma. If we do remember just this much, if we do the karma with this much of awareness, we'll not ever say that why does this happen to me? Why this happened to me? Because who writes our destiny? Who writes our destiny? Our karmas, they write our destiny. Since the beginning, we have learned that God is doing everything. If God had written our destinies would have been equal and equally perfect. So, karma is equal to destiny. So, we need to know that what is karma. We don't know it completely. So, let's write what is karma. So, the karma is intention. Karma is a lot of the things which we cannot even see. A very less of it is being seen. First, karma is intention. The intention behind the karma is karma first. Any energy that I create is my karma. The energy that we give it into the world is intention. What's the intention of this thing that you said or you did? Secondly, karma is my thought. Third is karma is word. And fourth, karma is behavior. So what is a karma? Intention, thought, words and actions. That is the energy I create and radiate. I even simply sit and think something, that also creates my karma. For whomsoever you are thinking, your thoughts will definitely reach them. If you're talking nicely to them, but you're thinking something else inside, then there will be a mess, right? Our words are very less, but our thoughts are many. So when I create 100 thoughts about someone, he's this, he's that, he's bad, and when he comes, we just speak a few words. You're very nice, you're very nice. So when I say 100 negative, when I have 100 negative thoughts and I say 2 good words, my score is minus 97. So we don't have this betrayal. We don't feel like that our balance sheet is not being same. It's not what we thought of, right? So we need to help everyone. We need to do the service, but we need to remember, we need to be with everyone. We need to remember that the journey is my own. Nobody else will go along with me, right? So let's not ruin the script of our mind for anyone. Let's not ruin our script. Let's take care of everyone. Do a lot of service, but do it in a detached manner. And there is only one way to get detached. There is only one way. Make yourself your priority. As we think about them, we get entangled with them. And when we think about ourselves, as long as we focus on ourselves, we just become detached. And as we become detached, did you forget this picture? Make your hands like this. as we are attached, the more we are attached, we suffer. The more we are detached, we become peaceful. Let's write the right script. And when we get detached, we can radiate them a lot of love and fire. So the biggest myth in the society is detachment. Detachment means being aloof. No, detachment is not being indifferent. Detachment makes you selfless. In the most difficult situation of life, you become stable. That is a selfless feeling. No matter what the other person says to me, still we do give the blessing. That is being selfless. So, detachment is power. Attachment brings us down. And when we become detached and we live with the consciousness of detachment, our relations become beautiful because strings are not entangled. So, we need to see the knots that we have tied. If there is any knot in the smooth string of life, if we don't unfold it before we go from here, the purpose of coming here will not be solved. No matter how big their mistake was, if even if it is their mistake, that's their destiny, right? So we don't need to get entangled with that. Is it okay? Is it right? Their mistake, their karma, their destiny. So let's not think about them. My thoughts, my karma, my destiny. So if the other person is writing his script wrong, so we need to get detached and we will write our own script. We'll write a good script for ourselves, no matter how you write things for you. But I will write my script, my destiny very beautifully. And even if we make a mistake while we are doing things, even when we pause for 10 seconds or 1 minute, we'll remember that we don't have to do this. If any mistake we make, when we sit in silence, we can correct it. We have to do it every night or every morning, and a lot of people are not doing this, and a lots of knot are being tied every day, and they're living with that. And we feel that it's normal to live with those knots and entanglement, but the one who lives with those knots and being entangled with others, he would leave with those entanglements only. And that's why the soul will leave the body. And that's how, when the soul leaves the body, enters a new womb. That's how the destiny, the chart is made, the astrology chart is made, right? So the baby is very small. So where does the astrology chart come from? The child doesn't even have a name. But where did the chart came from? The astrology chart, the kundali, the janam patri, where did it came from? The 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 chart is of the soul, not the body. The astrology chart is about the soul. So never say is the chart is of the child. No, it's not. The soul that has lived in the older body for last 20, 40, 80 years, whatever the soul has done in the last body, the astrology chart contains the karmas of last year, and that's how we can predict what will happen after 10, 20, 30 years with this soul, on the basis of the karmas the soul has done in the last body, based on the astrology chart of the soul, not the body. So that's why the karam doesn't even decide the destiny of this body, but it also decides the destiny of our next body. It's not like that it's one lifetime, okay? It continues forever. And majority of the karmic accounts that we are facing today, they are not a first time, right? So we need to keep our karma to be a top priority. So yesterday as we saw that even if somebody is playing tug of war, leave the you just leave the rope. Even if you are when you are doing the right karmas, success will always come to you, no matter you are in top or lower, at the top or lower position, but you shall always remain happy. What does success mean to you? Success is not just achievement. Achievement is just one part of life. In Hindi, we call success as safalta. That today or last 3 days have been successful. We achieved something. What does success mean? Success means my life has been successful. So, how will the vibration and energy of success be? How will it be? It will be like taking something or giving. Use your life in a worthwhile way. That's called being successful. Use your life for a higher purpose. No, don't be like, I want this, I want this, I want this. If you're getting something good, but don't do it in the wrong way. Do not make a wrong karma. Even if you get that, but you'll get entangled a lot. And in that process of snatching somebody from something, we do a lot of other things as well. So keep attention. As we meditate, our checking becomes subtle on a higher level. As we see at this carpet, initially the bigger things will be cleaned. But when we'll see clearly, we'll see that there are some spots on this point, at this point. And when we come, we'll see that there is a small dot here as well. So it's very subtle because we are carrying the karmas of a lot of birds. Can we do that tomorrow onwards? Who among us already knows that there are some things that we need to solve things with people? How to do that? Just become a giver and all the problems will be solved. When we'll be like, you are wrong, you have done this, you have done this, it will not be possible. So just become a giver and things will be solved. And always remember that the other soul is going through some karmas. That's why he's doing whatever he or she is doing. Let's not get angry or mad with what they are doing. So when we saw that a child goes through something and the parents also suffer, no, let's see at the baby as a soul. Let's see them that it's a soul on a journey. He has a beautiful sanskar. He has brought a beautiful destiny. So even if the child is suffering from something, let's get detached and radiate good vibrations to it. What's the role of a parent? Have to help the child. You can't change the karmic account of your child, but you can give strength to the child. You can give good thoughts, you can give power, and you can help the child the power to settle his and her karmic accounts. That's the power of family and friends. But but if we'll get angry, we'll get upset about it, then the karmic account will get more entangled, right? So we just need to correct ourselves immediately, because attachment is already there, but we need to get detached slowly. And if we have the awareness, all and if we have the awareness, we can create good thoughts about that karmic account and things will start getting sorted out. Let's hold a ball in her hand. Let's hold a ball. Repeat it. Every intention, thought, feelings, words, actions. This is karma. Hold this ball. Once you create it, it's out into the world. Even if you do it in your mind, right? Energy created goes out into the world. The ball that comes back is the situations, the behavior of people, health of the body, How did the ball go? How is the ball coming? So, whatever ball is coming back, why is the ball coming back? Why is this happening to me? We have all the answers now, right? What to do when the ball is coming towards us? Do we have the ball that is coming towards in our control? No. But how do we respond to the ball that is coming to us? That is a new ball. Your past is coming back. Anything that happens in life, that is a ball on a return journey. So as soon as something comes from there, that is like my past karma is getting returned. That the ball you sent once is coming back. Can we do something with the ball coming towards us? Can we stop it? Can we change their direction? No, we cannot do anything. We can't do anything. The ball will definitely come back. When did you had the power? While you were throwing the ball. So yes, make sure that we have the power when we are throwing the ball. So what to do now when the ball is coming back toward us? We can't change the other person. No, we can't change them. Now who has the power? Now. Whatever we think, whatever we feel, however we behave, that's a new ball. Which of the ball is powerful? The one we gave? See, the present is always more powerful than the past, no matter how difficult the past has been. Your present has the power to change the past, no matter how powerful the past is. You would have seen in your practice that a lot of patients, they'll have a very small problem but they suffer a lot, and the vice versa is also true. How come this is true? When our present karma is right, we don't suffer a lot from our past karmas. So that's how, when we think right, our destiny changes. What does the astrology chart say? So the astrology chart says that which ball will come towards us. It will tell that which ball will come. How can they tell that? Because that is the ball we have already thrown, and that's what the astrology chart can tell. That's not a magic. Astrology is a science. Astrology is a study. It's just that whatever the karmas the soul has done, the ball will come back. What does Raj Yoga teaches us? The Raj Yoga teaches us which ball to throw now, what karma to do now, where will you focus now? The ball that is coming or the ball that will you throw away? A lot of people have the tendency to know what will happen the next time. It's not very safe sometimes. The more power you have is that we make ourselves so strong that no matter whatever comes, it's like you're making a home, so you have to lay a strong foundation. So you'll not ask the weather department that will the earthquake come in next 10 years? Will any tsunami come? No. We will make a strong foundation of a house and then come what may. Right? So make a strong foundation for your life. So a strong foundation is when we are doing the karma. It's not very casual to ask somebody to see my astrology chart, to see my hand. A lot of people get disturbed when a piece of information was given to them, and somebody when said he or she said something about the astrology chart. When we hear that something is going to happen in the next 10 years, we get very depressed immediately because we think about that particular thing for 10 years and we become disturbed. So we need to make sure that no matter whatever happens, come what may, we need to think right. And then sometimes some balls, they do come from front and we think why the other person is doing this to me. I have never done wrong. So then at that moment we need to remember that the karmic account is between two souls, not two bodies. It's not about a husband and a wife. It's not about two brothers. It's not about a parent child. The karmic account is between a soul and a soul. We need to remember this. That's why soul consciousness helps to answer every question of life. And that's why we say, and then we see, my brother is doing this, my child is doing this. Why? Just get detached for a moment and say, soul on a journey. Half of our problems will get solved with this thing only. We keep on repeating, my brother has done this, how can my child do this? And the suffering increases. So in a moment of second, just say, soul on a journey. We have met before. Last time we had some problem, we did some issues, and the return is coming. So now we have a choice to get more entangled or to sort this out. What to do? We have the choice. We have to give blessings and settle that karmic account, right? Don't say that why did I do this? No. Even if a wrong ball is coming from there, because this ball has definitely gone from this side someday. So we say that I've never done wrong to this person, but that is about this costume. But what about the last costume we had? So just take two thoughts. First is soul on a journey, and if this is happening to me, then I would have done something definitely in some other costume, right? So now, what to do now? What thought to send now? So every time we have the choice to take a decision. Otherwise, every moment, second, we do just think about that particular thing all the time, and the karmic account gets more and more entangled. To remember the cycle, to remember the morning session, we are at the end of this cycle. And what will happen at the end? All those, do you remember those serials on TV? There is they go for 1 or 2 years, and then there is a last episode. What happens in the last episode? Now you see, you've not seen the last episode, and you're seeing the last episode, and the other person who sees the entire story, and you're sitting of seeing the last episode of the story, and you are like, this is wrong, this is wrong. And the other person, he'll say that you don't know the story, you have not seen it entirely, you'll not understand anything, right? So at this time we are at the last episode of the drama. So uncertainties tend to increase. This is the last episode. If all the karmas are going to sort out at this time. That's why attention, no matter what happens, no matter what, don't waste time and energy questioning why is this happening. Just immediately go into the response mode. I have to send blessings, I have to heal them, I have to clear this karmic account immediately. And that's why be a giver in every situation. Be a giver in every situation. Now the uncertainties will rise even more. And that's why every morning we go to the center and do meditate and listen to the knowledge so that for the next 24 hours we do remember that in every situation of life, can we write the name of any one person that will correct the karmic account before we reach home. And karmic account doesn't always mean negative. It can be a different point of view, things are not getting better, or we worry about somebody a lot. That's also a karmic account. We just keep on crying because of someone. That's also a karmic account. We get upset with somebody. So we need to settle it. We need to be a giver. We need to give blessing and we need to correct it. Do we all agree to this? Please do it. Make sure you do it. Do not hold on to something. Forgive the past. Release the past. At the cremation ground, if you have ever been, the priest, they give a small stick to break, and that's symbolic that all we are asked to break the stick. So it's not like that. Breaking a stick will not balance our karmic account. So we need to correct, we need to balance those karmic accounts every day, every hour. As you check every day that my table is okay, do we check that my hair, my dress are okay? How many of us do check that? Does it take a lot of time? No, right? We can do it at any moment. So we can need to remember, we need to check it every moment. That is everything end in our brain. By the end of the day, we don't even remember what good or bad we have thought about others, right? So when we practice this daily, our thoughts start to declutter, our mind becomes peaceful, and any moment anything wrong happens, we can see that immediately. If there is any spot on this white, can we hide it? But if I'm wearing a dark color cloth, any spot, it won't be seen. So as we purify ourselves, as we become clean, any small spot can be easily seen. So we can see the stains immediately as the soul becomes pure. As the soul becomes pure, we can see the stains clearly and we can remove the stain. So to clean it, we need to see it first. So as soon as we see it, becomes very easy to clean. So most important is to diagnose the disease, and we have all the treatments. Yes, one more thing very important for the doctor. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, some of the cases they do not become better. Does that happen? And then you feel bad? Do you feel guilty? And it stays on our mind for a long time. So let's make this one thing. Let's make this thing very clear that whosoever comes to us, that soul is bringing their karam and destiny to us, and you are an instrument, you are a part of their journey, you are an instrument for their healing. You give your best, you do everything perfectly, but sometimes the results might not be very well and everything doesn't become perfect. We just need to check that I have done my best, I have given my best. And even if I make a mistake, I learn and I come out of that. But we don't make a mistake consciously. So we need to check ourselves that I have done everything right. And if everything is not right from the other side, please remember that the other soul is always bringing his or her karma and karmic account. If the other patient gets better, or he or she gets complicated, you are just an instrument. The other person is only getting better or getting worse just because of his or her own karma. So always keep in mind that don't take the credit, because if you'll feel take the credit, if you feel good when somebody praises you, you'll feel very bad when somebody says bad. So if any time somebody gives you the credit, you immediately need to give it to the God. Just give it to God. Om Shanti. Just give it to God. It was not me, it was God. I'm just an instrument. And then everyone will come and say, you have done this, you have done this. Just say that I have the power of God, and that is the destiny of the other soul that helped him. The credit is not mine. Give it away, give it to God. Surrender the credit to God, surrender the appreciation to God. Because without the destiny of the soul, the best of the best doctors will not be able to help the other person. We are just a part of their journey. We are just a part of their story. The destiny is working with their story. So just surrender the appreciation in one moment. Don't absorb appreciation. The soul that absorbs appreciation, they're not able to absorb or take criticism. So God teaches us a very good thing. Keep the pendulum in the center. Praise or criticism, you win or you lose. You need to be stable. You need to be stable. That's what God teaches us. God teaches us. So if somebody appreciates, if we get super excited, then in criticism it will become super depressed. And if it remains stable in appreciation, it will also remain stable in criticism. And majority of the time you'll get appreciation only. So just surrender it to God. At that very moment, surrender the appreciation to God. At that very moment, thank you, God, you have made me an instrument. Thank you, God. You'll not feel that I have done something big or magical. Who am I? I'm just an instrument. Do the instruments in your hand, do they get happy when you do a surgery? No, because they know they are an instrument. So we also need to know that we are also an instrument in the entire scene. Sometimes a very junior doctor also corrects everything, and sometimes a very senior doctor cannot make things right. That's because of the karma of the soul. So in Brahma Kumaris, there was a Dadi in 1985, and she had a brain tumor. I don't remember the science. So she was in Bombay. Dr. Bhagwati was a very senior neurosurgeon in Bombay, and everything seemed that everything will go right. Surgery happened, but after 15 days, Dadiji went to coma, and she left the costume. Because Dadi was very important for the organization, there was a cloudiness, there was a little mess. So when the Supreme Soul came and they talked to Baba, to the children. So God came and we talked to him, and God came and he said, it's not the mistake of the God, and it's not the mistake of Dr. Bhagwati. That's the part of that soul. Put a full stop on your mind. That's finished. So never play a blame game. Never. Our story is our story. Their story is their story. Every soul has a different story, right? You just need to treat. You have to treat the person with the purest and intention and most sincere effort. And in the sincere effort, please make sure your mind is calm and peaceful. No matter what any amount of work you do, if you open your OPD and hospital, people will come, patients will come. So when you need to decide how much you have to work, how much time you need to give to your mind. You just don't just have to run. This is also a karma. You need to give yourself rest. So please sort out before you go from here. It's a never ending process. Every Sunday you can get you can go out every Sunday, you can get an invitation for a conference. But is it fair that we are going to treat people without a rest for 15 days? Is it fair that we are operating a patient without taking a proper sleep, without taking proper rest? No. Then this will become my karma, right? So, our desires, it's good to have desires, it's okay, but we need to make sure that we do the right karma because the desires are never ending. So, when we go from here, stop this race. We are all in a rat race, we are running. Stop running. Do the right karma. Take care of yourself. And when we take care of ourselves, we can give the best tomorrow to everyone I meet. And then our karma will be right. Intent behind the karma is very, very important. Everyone will run at the end of karma, at the end of Kali Yuga. Because if we're not happy with ourselves, we'll try to find happiness in outer things. One more award, one more present. No, they are temporary, they are just a toy. But let's not run behind the toy and we forget about ourselves. We don't give rest to our body. We don't take out time for ourselves, for our brain, for meditation. So then I'm not giving my best version to my patients, right? I have to give my purest, powerful version for them to heal. The patient comes with us with utmost trust. Aren't they coming with the most trust? Your karmic account is very complex because the other person, the patient, always surrenders in front of you. A parent surrenders his or her child in front of you. So, how should you be like? How should you be like? If somebody comes to you and the other person has not slept from last 2 days, will you give your car to him or her to drive? Will you give? Yes or no? Obviously you'll not give, right? So then why are we doing this with ourselves? You need to rest. Talk to yourself. You're a doctor. That's where we make mistake. It's a never ending process that we have to go here, it is important. No, it's completely our choice. What to do, what not to do, to whom to say no. If there are a lot of patients today, there are a lot of doctors today. You need to set your own timing. You need to shut down your clinic at your own choice. Patients are never ending, right? You have to decide the time. You say 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. It's your choice. For name, fame, money, the desire for name, for money, it will keep us running only. But the body and the mind cannot tolerate this. So God teaches us that while we are doing service for others, we need to take care of ourselves. That is most important. We can't help others, we can't serve others unless we take care of ourselves. So before we go from here, let's observe our life, because it's very easy to get detached. It's very easy to see it from here because everybody outside of this campus is running. And when we are not running, we feel very left out. And if we feel that we are okay, people will make us feel that you are left out. No, do smile at people, do smile at them, tell them that it's perfectly fine. Whatever you are doing is fine. What I am doing is perfectly fine. We are not wrong, you are not wrong, I'm not wrong. We are simply different, and drive your own way. Early morning, 4 a.m. There is nobody on the road, but if red signal comes, do we have to stop or not? A lot of people will not stop. A lot of people do not stop. People cross. A lot of people do cross the signal. There is no traffic on the road. People do not stop. People break the signal. People will be like, you're doing the right thing. Because if you'll stop there, you'll not break the signal. People will be like, what are you doing? The road is empty. But is that the right karma? Will that lead to a good destiny? So from today onwards, we're not a beggar. Do you need somebody's approval? So every morning, write one more affirmation for yourself. I don't need anything from anyone. I don't need anything from anyone. I am a giver. I need nothing from anyone. I am a giver. Nothing also includes validation, appreciation, approval, acceptance. Nothing. I need nothing from anyone. We just, whatever we want, we take from God and we give it to others. It's not difficult to be right in Kalyug, but to stand alone, to stand right, that becomes difficult. People might come and might try to deviate. People will be like, you're not coming to late night parties. Simply tell that I'm sleeping. Have the courage to speak the right. Because finally, when you'll get up at 4, because finally, when you stop at the signal at 4 a.m., some people might cross you. Let them go lovingly, but you don't break the signal. But when you stand right, some other car will come behind your car, some other will come, because slowly, when you are doing the right thing, slowly people will be there behind you. Be the first one to do the right karma and people will come, because people don't have the courage, right? So it's very easy to follow. Be a leader, be the first one to make the right choices. Be the first one to start telling people that vegetarian is healthy. Be the first one to explain to people that non-veg food is toxic for the heart, for the body. Start writing. What's the fear? Just because it says it's protein, does that make the non-veg food right? No. The medical books have come from some other country, but we should know that that food is not right. Non-vegetarian is not right. How can you give somebody the food of death to make them healthy? The vibration of non-veg has pain, anger, hatred, yelling, shouting, then violence, then death. And then you are giving that food to somebody to heal them? How is it possible? It's a big question mark. How can you give non-veg food in hospitals? Big question mark. If it is your own hospital or clinic, please switch to sattvic food. Do not give dead energy food to people to heal them. But for that, you need to experiment that on yourself first. Here you have had sattvic food for last 3 days. Did you feel light? When you're eating, you feel like I've eaten a lot, but after 30 minutes, you're like, I forgot everything. The lighter food will allow the body to heal. Heavier food will only keep on digesting it, and there will be no healing. So body will only lead to digestion, not healing. So the lighter food we eat, the better is the healing. Are you all clear that vegetarian is healthy? Are you clear? Are you ready to say that? Are you ready to say this? Just say that I have to. This is my opinion. You do your right karma. Next, the other person will follow. Tell them that when you'll eat light, you'll heal better. There is a big study behind what that what we eat, that makes our mind, and our mind will make our body. There is a big study behind it. A lot of people are eating non-veg because they say that doctors are saying this, that non-veg is healthy, but this is your responsibility, that you have to tell them. Let's make a shift, talk openly about it. Let's tell the patient that eat vegetarian. And when you ask 5 people and they eat, and 2 of them do eat the right food, they eat vegetarian, your right karma is created. Don't think that my patient will go here and there. There is a hotel in Mount Abu, it's called Hillock. So we had one program one day, and the chef and the owner came and we're talking about food. So the owner was like, we'll also become vegetarian. So the chef was like, how can we become vegetarian? But the owner just declared that we are becoming vegetarian. That ended there. I forget it. So I asked the owner the next year that are you guys still vegetarian? And she said that initially there was a dip, but initially there was a dip, but later on a big high came in and we are doing much better after that. So I asked the owner that what's the reason behind it. So the owner said, so the owner told me what happened. Uh, so what happened, initially only non-vegetarian people used to come, but then what helped us that a lot of people are strict vegetarian and they used to come only to our place. See, the Kalyug is here. We need to stick to our principles. We need to stick to ethics. We need to talk about ethics. It's not important to talk about medical ethics. It should become a natural way of living, no matter what other doctors do. Let's make our karma right. Let's elevate the definition of ethics. Let's make it very easy to follow ethics. This is my karma. But but in the beginning you can be at the minority side. But that's perfectly fine, and we just need power initially. And the daily meditation gives us the power to stand alone at the right path, because we are getting the power from the Supreme Soul. So let's underline karma. So we don't need to talk about medical ethics. It should be very easy. It should be innate quality of everyone. The other person has come to us with complete trust. So we need to do everything with complete transparency. There should be nothing hidden. If there is anything hidden, it will come in our karma. You can tell them the cost, the highest, but it should be transparent. If there is anything hidden, then it becomes a part of karmic account. You just say that this is 1 crore, this table is 1 crore. If person can afford, he'll get it, but it should be transparent. Truth, clarity should be there, and then we are at the right place. Is that okay? Can we all do that? We need to check on a subtle level. What people say, that doesn't matter. What people are doing doesn't matter. It's not important that everyone will be on the right path. It's not Satyug, it's Kalyug, it's Iron Age, it's not Golden Age. We need to create the Golden Age. And how will a Golden Age be created? How? All your conferences, you're all are doctors, your medical conferences, do we stand for healthy lifestyle or we just treat people? So how your conferences should be, you know? Many years back, 10 years back, when the medical conference every time initially started, nobody used to come here. They were like कि medical conference and pure vegetarian food. What type of a conference is this? This is not a medical conference. Because previously it was like medical conference can be non-veg or alcohol. Can we make a new start? Can we make a new start? Did you guys meet Dr. Brajesh? Dr. Brajesh, can you please come forward? Did we meet Dr. Brajesh? Be the one to start something new, which is right, which is healthy. Did you hear what he said? So, when we have a pure intention, something good always happens. Let's sit straight. And everything that we have discussed here in last 3 days, that will all be sustained if we continue this journey. This is no magic that will go back changed. We are only going back learning how to change. We need to continue this study. When you go back from here, you came as a beggar, but you're going as a giver. You have taken out 4 days for yourself. We have 100 days in 4 days, 100 hours and 4 hours. Let's take out another 90 hours, 1 hour every day for next 3 months, and you will become elevated. So once you get elevated, it's always flying. So we need to do it within 3 days, as soon as we go, because when we get elevated in 3 days, we need to continue the push that has been given to our car in these 3 days. So let's sit straight. And now we'll listen one another experience. Experience is the biggest learning. Experience is the story of one story, and we know how to write our story with others' experience. We need to check our karmic account. Let's sit detached. I, the soul, if I leave the body today, is there anything I need to change? Is there any knot that I need to untangle? Is there anything that is not sorted? Is there any thought we need to change? Any word we need to say to someone? Let's check. Every moment is my last moment. Let's live our life like this. Nothing should be pending. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it next time. A lot of us have thoughts that we'll do it next time, but this never happened. Whatever you have to do it today. Do it now. Don't think that we'll do it after we go home. No. Send a message from here only.